Okay, so I'm coming in where I'm starting to actually do my color corrector. So I use the LA Girl Orange Corrector to cover up blemishes, dark spots, any imperfections in my face that I may not want to show through my foundation. So I'm just going to let it be known now that I do not want to use this background music, but I was forced to. So right now what I am doing is taking my cosmetic sponge to blend out my color corrector. I like to blend it as best as I could to decrease any lines of demarcation across my face, especially once everything is rubbed in. I just don't want any lines left. And by the way, I do a lot of laughing in this video because my boyfriend tends to think he is so hilarious while messing with me while I'm trying to do my makeup videos. So today was that day. So now we're about to go ahead and finish rubbing this out. Rub. Okay, Misty, now that's just enough. Next. Alright, on to the foundation. I am using my really awesome Maybelline FitMe foundation number 355. I love it. I like to take the foundation and dot it across my face with my fingers, and then kind of rub it in with my fingers also. I tend to see a better display on my face when it comes to how even it is when I do it that way, especially with it being a matte foundation. A lot of people use a sponge, but hey, don't judge me. My hands are just as good. And don't forget to get your neck, because you never want to leave any differences in coloration across your face and your neck, because we do tend to tan quite differently, and that's why a lot of people will include their neck when they're rubbing in their foundation, their powder, and so forth. Now, because I do like a smooth finish, I do go behind myself with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender. You can get these from places like Walmart for about $5 to $6. They are really awesome and worth stocking up on. I go behind myself and I kind of pat in, not rub, because I don't want to spread it across my face and remove it from other areas that I wanted to saturate. But I kind of just pat it into my face and my neck to make sure it has been evenly distributed. And by it, I am referring to my foundation, of course. To be honest with you, I thought I would be done patting it and to even it out, but for some reason I'm just really slumped today. So now I'm going in with my concealer to highlight the area where the sun hides. I wrote hot, so my apologies. I meant to write hits my face the most, which is under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and any other strong points in my face, such as my forehead, to slim down my forehead for one, and to give my face a pop and highlight in areas where, of course, I feel I am the most beautiful. So I normally use my Real Techniques Beauty Blender, but right now I am using my cosmetic sponge because some product rubbed off onto my face. You really want to not rub it in to move the product around because you want it to stay stationary, but to spread it out as evenly as you can without removing the product from areas and causing your skin color to show through the product, which a lot of people may know what I'm talking about. You ever notice where you're rubbing it in so much or you're patting on it so much and all of a sudden you see your skin showing through the product? That means that you've done way too much and you need to slow your roll. Like literally, slow down. Just remove your lines of demarcation, okay? So now I'm going in to contour. I am using LA Girl Toast and Mahogany. Mahogany is going to be the darker color I'm putting on now. I am using that to contour my face. The reason why I use two colors is because, one, as you can see, Toast is just almost the same color as my skin, and for me, Mahogany is just too dark. So I'm taking that and I'm doing a little dab. If you can see me, my arm just went across my face. I'm dabbing over here, but anyhow, I'm using that to blend out and contour my face. I'm using my beauty blender, of course, Real Techniques, and by the way, queens, blend, blend, blend. Once you're done doing this, you want to look like you just literally stepped out of the chair and you're done with your makeup, even though you have a little bit more perfecting to do. So right here, as you can see, I am adding my Ben Nye banana powder, which I use to set the highlighted areas of my face. Sometimes I bake, sometimes I don't. I don't leave it on nowhere near as much as most people do. I don't have time for that. I am a mother of 5 and I work a full-time job, being not only a mom, but also a regular job, and then I do these things, and I'm also a hairstylist, so I just don't have time to sit and let no damn powder bake on my face. But I do highlight those areas, and I like to saturate them because I sweat a lot around my forehead and the bridge of my nose, and I want those areas to stay calm and collected throughout the day. So while I let that sit, I do go ahead and continue to put my blush on and make my my contour pop more. So the palette I'm using is a no name. I got it from Gordmans, which is a clothing store. I love Gordmans, by the way. And I'm using the more mellowed down tannish color for the top portion of my blush, and then I go in with a more pinkish blushy color, that's how I'm describing it, to go ahead and kind of outline my contour around my jaw and the outskirts of my forehead. Now I'm about to go ahead and dust off this excess Ben Nye, and anything that is left, I'm going to rub it in to the point where you cannot tell it's on there. I want it to act as if it was a translucent powder the entire time. And the reason why I'm pulling my forehead back is because as I am finishing the set, I don't want it to set in any creases. That's the goal, to eliminate the creases and lines from your face. And by the way, I'm using my Sephora powder brush. I cannot stand that brush or any of the brushes in my Sephora kit because they shed so much. I'm constantly picking out fibers. I will never buy a brush set made by Sephora again. It was the worst $45 I could have ever spent. But I do love Sephora, don't get me wrong. Okay, so I'm not going to re-spend a lot of time on my eyes. I am a stickler for basic eyes, but since I do wear glasses, I like to make my eyes pop, even if it's just a little bit. So I'm going in with my Naked 2 and my Maybelline MyNudes palette. I am using the darker browns to give myself a base, okay? It's easier to take a lighter color and make it darker for most parts, but I've been doing this for a minute, so I go in with my darker color to create my separation for my transition. You know, I start with the outer parts of my eye to deepen them, and I work my way in. I hardly touch my face because you don't want any color to settle in one spot. It is really hard to move that color around if you allow it to do so. And my Naked 2 palette, the color that I probably use the most is Bootycall because it sits so well on your face. And plus, I think I just like saying I use Bootycall. But anyhow, I take I'm so bad with these brushes. I will learn the brushes' names, don't get me wrong. The bad thing is I went to school for this, but I just kind of know which brush to pick up. So my apologies for not naming the brushes, but I am dabbing the Bootycall onto my eyelid. And I am literally packing it on there to the point where whenever I do rub to blend it in with my transition color, I'm not rubbing the color away from that area. I want it to be full and thick and vibrant, but not cakey, if you understand what I mean. Now I'm going in with Half Baked, which is part of the Naked 2 palette, and I'm putting it in on the inner part of my eye to kind of fan it out across Bootycall and fan it out across the brown for my MyNudes palette. I do that kind of wide because once it's blended in, it just looks so shimmery and golden. And when I have on my glasses, you can still see my color through the glasses. Oh my goodness. So I am so in love with Maybelline's Falsies Blackest Black Mascara. I have long eyelashes. I have never worn fake lashes rather a day in my life. I may try it one day, but as of right now, all natural. I take the Falsies mascara to lengthen and thicken the look of my natural eyelash. I'll go in with one set, work on the other eyelash, go back in and do it over to increase the length, and that's all I do. After I do that, I like to line my lower eye with my Physicians Formula Kajal. I coupon, which I'm kind of throwing in here, and I get a lot of these items for free. So some things you start using by testing them out, and I just kind of fell in love with using Physician Formula's products. And this is one eyeliner. It's like a charcoal, like actual charcoal. I will never give up. So now I am going in with my Lancome translucent powder. It seems like I'm doing a lot with the powder, but I'm hardly even putting powder on the brush. I'm taking that powder, I'm spreading it across my face, mostly in areas where I have not already set with my BNI, to kind of do a finishing touch, because you don't want your makeup to disappear along the day. After that, I love to go in with my CoverGirl Translucent Honey 120 powder. And the reason being is because you won't be able to tell in the video, but the reason being is because it gives me sparkle and I like to glow. I am a woman. Get over it. And at this point, you guys, I am being rushed to hurry up and finish this video. So now it is time to add glow using my Physician Formula's Bronze Booster and my Black Radiance True Complexion. To be honest with you, I could have just gone in with just the Black Radiance True Complexion highlight, but I had already done the Physician Formula's Bronze Booster, The highlight would have done the job just fine by itself, so I'm not necessarily recommending overuse of product. This is just what I happen to have done on this video. I like to put it at the bridge of my nose and of course my high cheekbones, so that I can create a glow. And whatever is left on my brush, I'll kind of brush across my forehead and my chin, anywhere that I would have put highlighter, but I'd never add additional product. Now what I will do is go in with my brush and put it around my cupid's bow on my lip, because I do like for that to glow just as much as the bridge of my nose and my cheeks. And you can buy the black radiance from places. You can actually get it from places like Walmart, Target. They're very inexpensive and so worth the money. So on my lips, I am using a dark brown liner that I got from the beauty supply to kind of create where I don't want my lipstick to run over, you know. You always want to create yourself a base, and that's what liner does. It keeps your lipstick from bleeding, basically. So then after I line my lips, I am going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Potion. These run about $20 to $25. I got mine from Sephora. I love it. It's awesome. It's a matte lipstick, and I can have it on all day and not have to touch it up very much. You don't want to give yourself too much of an application, because it can kind of cake up and seem kind of Crayola-like on your lips, and that's not what you want. So I'm using Potion as a base color, and after this I am going to go in with my Tarte YAASSSS to give myself a little bit of a light color in the inner part of my lips. And of course I'm going to blot to blend. And if you can hear me making the sound like most women do, I crack myself up. I know I'm so not funny. And if you haven't noticed, and I didn't list this, so my apologies, I'm going back in with a purple liner, not to add any color, but to remove any lines that may look a little imperfect when it comes to my Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going back in with my Black Radiance True Complexion palette highlight to make sure that around my Cupid's bow is still popping with glow. Oh, that rhymed. Now the hair that I'm wearing is a wig that I made myself. You know, as I told you guys, I am a hairstylist. So I made myself a bob. I do not like wearing weaves and sew-ins and such. I want this stuff off my head at the end of the night. And I do not actually like natural long hair on me. So, oops, text message. My apology, you guys. So I wanted you guys to see me with both that and my glasses. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you hit like, subscribe.